I've been on another one of my long hiatuses recently, mainly due to my arch nemesis, technical issues. But I guess I'm back with something. True story, at the time of writing this part of the script, I didn't even know what this video would be about. So yeah, Wii games are pretty cool. Well, some aren't, but at the same time the system has some pretty sweet games on it. So I made a list about them. My one disclaimer for this list is that I haven't quite played every Wii game in existence. In fact, I haven't even beat 2 of the games on this list, so I apologize if your favorite game isn't on here. And by that, I'm mainly speaking to Metroid Prime Trilogy fans. Don't worry, I'll get to it someday. Let me ask you something. Do you like punching people? Cool, me too. And what better way to punch people than with a game completely dedicated to that concept? As a remake of an NES game, Punch-Out is incredibly polished, both in terms of gameplay and visuals. I mean, you can punch people, and they can punch you. Boxing! What really makes Punch-Out great are the opponents. They all have their own quirky personalities that really show when in the ring. There's the stereotypical American, the stereotypical Canadian, and even the stereotypical Japanese dude. Come to think of it, the series is kinda racist. Kirby is cute. He's also the star of a superb series of classic platformers, but most of all, he is cute. And that doesn't change in Kirby's Return to Dreamland, the next game on this list. The game has a level of charm that games like Mario can't quite provide. Everything is just so cute. Additionally, Return to Dreamland is a 4-player co-op feature, where you can go through levels with friends. You can even play as characters besides Kirby like Meta Knight or King Dedede. And you can kiss each other. Aww. As for the base gameplay, it's your standard fare for platformers with one exception, Kirby's famous copy abilities. With these, there are tons of possible movesets Kirby can use, and it's not just one move. Each ability comes with several different attacks to spice up combat. It's fun to switch around and try new things. All in all, Return to Dreamland is one of the best Kirby games out there. Still not as good as Amazing Mirror though. Animal Crossing City Folk is, well, Animal Crossing. I've pretty much already explained why I'm such a fan of the series in my top 10 3DS games. And while I don't think City Folk is as good as New Leaf, it still stands as one of the greatest life sims out there. The main way City Folk sticks out is with, well, the city. Basically, it's a separate area of the game from your village where there are several shops and you can meet new villagers. It even introduced some new characters like Phineas, Label, and one of my favorites, Kix. In the end, I really don't think that City Folk is worth playing now that New Leaf is around. However, on its own it still stands as an excellent title and a huge leap forward for the Animal Crossing series. There have been only a few games that have left such a great impression on me that I quickly became obsessed after picking up the controller. Games like Shovel Knight, Fire Emblem Awakening, and Animal Crossing all managed to quickly convert me into a superfan. And now, let me introduce you to my latest gaming love. Xenoblade Chronicles, oh yeah! This is a game that I've only recently played, so I've barely even been able to scratch the surface of what it has to offer. But even from what I played, Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favorite games of all time. This is due in part to the engaging combat system of the game, which is a blend of real-time and menu-based battle systems. It's also one of only a few games where I can equally use each party member, instead of relying on one or two. Well, with the exception of Sharla, I'm sorry, I wanna like you, but you just aren't good. Of course, as this is a JRPG, the game has a very extensive story, which is pretty well put together and contains some interesting, likable characters. The world is also expanded upon by way of side quests, of which there are a lot. Like, hundreds. I mean, some are just boring, collect this thing type of quests, but an equal number of them expand on character arcs and help create a cohesive world. All in all, Xenoblade Chronicles is a great RPG. It's jam-packed with quality content that'll keep me backslashing for many hours of my life. The only issue would be the price. Unless if you own a new 3DS, this game's gonna cost you a lot. It's worth it though. So, you may have noticed so far that this list has been sort of odd with the entries. I've neglected some big hits like Mario Galaxy and Twilight Princess, and of course Metroid Prime Trilogy. But this entry is one that everybody loves, and for good freaking reason. Ladies and gents, welcome to the world of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. When it comes to famous Nintendo franchises, Smash is right up there with Mario, Zelda, and Metroid. But surprisingly, when I first played Brawl, I had no idea what the series even was. The game just sorta came with my used Wii. But when I looked at the cover and saw that it had Pokemon in it, I had to give it a try. Needless to say, it changed my life forever. I mean, it was just so cool to see all of Nintendo's legendary characters cross paths to duke it out. And by all, I pretty much mean it. I mean, every other game on this list has had one of its characters join Smash at one point or another. And don't forget about the more obscure characters. I mean, seriously, I had no idea who most of these were when I was young. The game was and is great, not just as fan service, but as an introduction to games you may have never heard of. It was what brought me into the tactics of Fire Emblem and the frustrating difficulty of the original Kid Icarus, the quirky personality of Earthbound and the lonely isolation of, well, I'm getting to it, okay? But aside from the character roster, the game is also great because of its customization. There are near infinite ways to play Smash, ranging from normal to insane. But, of course, the only true way to play is Rumble Falls Pitfalls only. Yeah, much like Animal Crossing, the Smash series has progressed beyond Brawl by now, but I'll never forget the countless hours and countless memories stemming from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now if you'll excuse me, I have some side quests to do.